Hi, I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional holistic spiritual counsellor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling and mentorship, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Just check the details in the description box below this video for more information. Alright guys, okay. Alright, so you were coming in with judgment and you were coming in with justice here, guys. Yeah, there is a lot happening in, you're coming in with Virgo is one way, okay, and you're also coming in with Libra here, which is also connected to Pisces at this time. Let me just make sure I'm on the right track there, guys. Yeah. What these cards are talking about here in your reading, it's coming in as wanting to make changes here, guys. But these changes are coming in as wanting to make changes in the relationships here. Friends, family, could even be an intimate partner here, guys. Wanting to make changes with the way in which I build, I interact here. That's what it's saying. It's time to. Here. It comes in as an awareness, of course, but also for yourself here and even your person, being aware, and you also recognize here, guys, what it is within yourself here, guys, that needs to change. When you're coming in with the Judgment card here, see, it comes in as I never trusted myself in the past, but that also talks about here in your reading, I never saw it in the past. I never saw it the way in which I see it now. In the now here, guys, today here, or maybe just a couple of days ago here. It really depends on when you became aware here. This is what your reading is talking about. When both you and your person became aware here that what you're doing, the way in which you build, the way in which you interact with people here isn't making you happy. You know, that's the best way in which I can say it here. Another way of saying it here, guys, is it's not bringing in that desired result. See, what that can talk about there in your reading is it doesn't matter how much I give. It doesn't matter what I do here. I don't feel good about myself here in your reading. It comes in as I don't have sovereignty over me. I don't have my own autonomy here. I've allowed other people here. It's like to control me, is in a sense here, guys, is what I'm getting. I've always looked towards others for acceptance and guidance here, and I've listened. I've actually listened. This is what your cards are saying. And I've listened to other people here. But it's never paid off. See, it also tells me here in your reading, I knew not to listen, but I didn't have that know-how. I didn't have that confidence in myself here to say no. To say, no, I'm going to do it my way here. And maybe that could have been because you really didn't know what your way was here, guys. Yeah, it's like I believed in others. I had faith in others here. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong about that here, guys, but it can come in as I put too much into others. Yeah. But in a positive light here, guys, this is quite good for you. You may not see it at this point in time because now you can't ignore it, or you're no longer trying to avoid it here. Now, what it also talks about here in your reading is, what do I do next here? Where do I go from here? Now that I'm aware, now that I recognize here and even acknowledge here that I want to make changes for me. That's what those two cards are saying here. See, it comes in as, here guys, waiting for other people to tell you you have changed, in a sense here. See, it comes in as, I've made some really big mistakes here. And I know it. I'm not happy that I've made these mistakes. You could be disappointed in yourself here. Definitely negative self-talk here in your reading. Yeah, of course, it can come in as shame here, guys, here in your reading. All right, things that you had suppressed. This is both you and your person here. So book an image reading with me, as I'm not just a tarot reader here, because when it does come in with that shame here, guys, yeah, I know you're going to connect it to a situation, okay, from your recent past here, but it could actually go back, right back here, guys, to your childhood. And why was it seen as shame here, guys? Time to, I want to say let that go, but what it talks about here in your reading is, for yourself, it's time to work on it and work through it here, so that it doesn't keep reoccurring, because it's telling me here in your reading, it keeps reoccurring here, and it's getting harder and harder here, guys, to avoid it or to even suppress it now. So let me keep going, hey guys, and that's what those two cards are saying. All right, so let's go. What else do you need to know? So you were coming in with the Queen of Cups, the Empress. You were also coming in with the Magician card, the King of Wands. You also have the Nine of Wands, the Sun card here. Obstacles and challenges here, guys. It's coming in as it's not easy to face the truth here in your reading. That's what I'm picking up. I get that this is for both you and your person, coming in with the Queen of Cups, here the Empress, and coming in with the Magician card, the King of Wands, here in your reading. Yeah. 1 minute, guys. There is internal conflict happening here, as well as external conflict happening here, guys. It is coming in as for both you and the Magician, for the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands. It is coming in as wanting to make changes now, but these changes aren't as easy as you had hoped. It's coming in as you've already created something here. All right, guys. And it's like to change that here in your reading is one last effort, is what it talks about here. But there's a struggle. It's a struggle. It's difficult to put the effort in here. See, it also talks about hearing, wanting to make changes in the environment, but overlooking the core issue here. And the core issue here in your reading is dealing with oneself, being able to face and confront the truth about oneself and one's reality here. Hence you come in with judgment, and also you were coming in with the Justice card here. There are some hard lessons that both you and this person, your person, have learnt thus far, but these hard lessons come in as I don't know what to do. I don't know the next move here. How do I create this balance here? But even though you're not taking any action here in your reading, you're still coming in as, is this the correct way of doing it? By not taking any actions, but what is the action I need to take? And coming in with the King of Wands and then you have the Nine of Wands here, you are coming in with the Sun card here. It comes in as courage here, guys. There is clarity coming in here in your reading. One way in which I can say it here, you do see the Sun is moving soon. It is coming out of Aries and it will be moving into Taurus here, guys. And so it is coming in as your home life here. your social status, a lot of that is being affected here, guys. See, it tells me here in your reading is that in the past, what I'm picking up is in the past, both you and your person had an opportunity to change things for yourself here. That's what the Ten of Swords, and that's what the Judgment card and the Justice card is saying. And what it also talks about here in your reading is that you may have taken, both you and your person, a completely different route here, guys, or action is what it also says here, and it didn't come in properly or didn't pan out the way in which you wanted it to. Now, to get to where you both want to be at this point in time requires, here, guys, working on oneself. That's what it's saying. It's, and even you know, you're, of course, when you don't want to work on yourself here, guys, in the beginning. You want it tomorrow. You want to be healed tomorrow. All right? You don't want it to take the time. You don't want to take the time to do that, to go through that here. But there is no other way here, guys. That's what it is. That's what it's talking about here in your reading. See, mastery cannot be rushed. At this point in time, you may not see it as mastery, but you're coming in with, here, guys, it talks about you're coming in, you're like learning more about oneself here, guys, learning to love oneself here. To show oneself unconditional love here in your reading. To love yourself as opposed to loving others. Because both these cards, the Judgment card and the Justice card here, guys, I got the hiccups. It's coming in as loving others, like I said in the beginning. I do get a sense here, guys, of where to next is what I'm getting. Alright, so you were coming in with the Nine of Cups, you're coming in with the Page of Cups here, guys, and you were coming in with the Five of Swords. So you came in with well, potentially here in your reading, what it talks about there is, what I'm picking up is not knowing what to do here. It comes in as not wanting to make the changes here, guys, to be quite honest, here in your reading, only doing, potentially here, only doing what you want to do and only doing it the way in which you want to do it here. Because to come out of your comfort zone and to take the correct action here means, here in your reading, it's coming in as, well, then I need to make the sacrifice, is what it talks about here. And to be quite honest here, guys, that sacrifice here, this awkward choice here, is the program, is an outdated belief system here. That's what I'm getting. That's what your reading is talking about here. I know it's not working. Here, this is what it's saying. I know it's not working. I know I need to make changes here in your reading. But I don't know if I want to make those kinds of changes here. It's like I said, you don't want to work on yourself. You don't want to work through your own negative. When you're coming in with the judgment card is coming in as your own negative. It's not about judging and blaming other people here. It's talking about how to come out of that poor mentality here, where you're judging and blaming other people here. You're coming in with Capricorn here, guys. You're also coming in with Pisces, and I just checked that one out for you. Now let me just have a look. Yeah. It is coming in as Pisces. See, well, you know, in all honesty here, guys, you have choices, is what it talks about here. Okay? The choice here in your reading is to stay where you are and keep doing what you're doing here, or this is both you and your person here, or take some serious steps here, guys, to come out of an outdated program, is what it's saying, and choose yourself here. See, potentially here in your reading, what it talks about there is it comes in as, one minute here, guys. See, what it can talk about here also is that you're also coming in as the magician here in your reading. You're also coming in as the Hanged Man as well, just looking at your cards here. And this is why you know changes need to happen here. Okay? But you don't know how to make those changes, is what it talks about here in your reading. A lot of what you've tried to bring into your reality here, or that you have tried to make happen for yourself, hasn't gone to plan here. And what it talks about there, guys, is that you just don't know enough, pure and simple here. You just don't know enough about yourself, not so much about your craft here and learning to master your craft. Because what it talks about there is when you learn to master your craft here, or learning to master your craft, the best way in which you can come in with that here, guys, is it's to connect the dots back to yourself here. See, you're coming in with the correct way in which things need to happen. Alright, because potentially here in your reading, what it also talks about here is replacing patterns and habits here, one pattern and habit with another pattern and habit. This is what it talks about here in your reading. But that isn't how you need to deal with the last pattern and habit. That's what it's talking about here. Alright? Alright, let's go. So let's see what advice the cards have for you. I was picking that up here, guys. you're coming in with the Queen of Pentacles here in your reading. And so what that talks about there, when you're coming in with the Queen of Pentacles here, it talks about your stability here. Now, I have had a reading like this before, and this Queen of Pentacles has been coming out quite a bit lately here. So book an image reading with me, as I'm not just a tarot reader here. All right, guys. And so what it's talking about there in your reading, it comes in as, well, first and foremost, book an image reading here. Your stability here, how to stand on your own 2 feet here. There's a lot to be said when you're coming in with the Queen of Pentacles here. Yeah. This person may be able to help you. That's what I'm getting. Especially when you're coming in with the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords here. Yeah. Alright, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your reading. And I'll catch you later. Alright. Okay, bye.